See, quantity theory of money says कि if we increase or decrease the quantity of money, if we manipulate the quantity of money, the supply of money basically into the economy, what effect will it have on the price level? What relationship holds between quantity of money and the price level is what this theory says. Quantity theory of money, right? To understand this, an equation has been given, which equation says m into v is equal to p into y. Now you have to understand what is m, what is v, what is p, what is y. M is your money supply, v is your velocity of money. What is velocity of money? Velocity of money is the number of times money changes hands. That is velocity in a given period of time. How many times money changes hands? See, if you have $100 in your pocket, you are going to market and you are purchasing some articles and giving that $100 to the seller. Money changed hands once. That seller is going to his home after closing down his shop. He is buying certain articles for his family, stopping by in the way and buying some articles. Money changed hand using the same 100 rupee bill. Money changed hand twice. Then that person who sold some article to that seller, that person is also using that money to buy certain articles. Money changed hands thrice. So if a 100 rupee bill changes hands 3 times, so 3 will be the velocity of money and 100 would be the money supply. Are you getting this? If I multiply the quantity of money, this is the quantity of money, m is the quantity of money, v is the velocity of money, the number of time money is changing hands. Velocity of money. We have in our last chapter, in the last lecture, we have studied the concept of velocity. How many times money changes hands, right? So if we multiply the quantity of money with the velocity of money, what we are going to get, what we are getting, 100 into 3, we are getting 300. And what is this 300? This is total value of transactions taking place, because money is changing hands, because there is transaction. If I am paying you 100 rupees because I am buying something from you, there is transaction of taking place. Demand is being created. 100 rupee worth of rupees, 100 rupee worth of goods are purchased. So if 100 rupee bill changing hands 3 times, it means 300 worth of transaction, 300 rupees worth of transaction is taking place. Total value of transaction. This is the left hand side of the equation, m into v, total value of transaction. Now on the right hand side we have p. P is nothing but the average price level, you may call it inflation, and y is the real output, the quantity of goods and services which you are producing. So if quantity of goods and services which you are producing is say q, if we are producing only one article, just assume that we are producing only one article and we are producing say 30 articles of that, 30 units of that article, and the price of that article is how much? Say 10 rupees, just to make it simple, just to simplify. So this is also 300. If 30 articles are being sold or being purchased or being transacted at the price of 10 per article, the total value of transaction is 300. Total value of transaction. So if we multiply price into quantity, again we get the total value of transaction. This much transaction is taking place. Are you getting my point? Here in this example we have only one article and one price, but here we take all the goods and services that are being produced in an economy, the real output, and the average price level of all the inflation rate, average price level. So you will say, sir, it will be very difficult to get the exact price and exact amount of goods, but ठीक है, I agree that exactly तो ऐसी equation कोई बनाएगा नहीं, but this equation tells us a relationship. See, we have to understand a relationship. We don't have to, in real life, in practical life, we won't be making this equation, but with the help of this equation we'll be understanding, we'll be learning a very important relationship between quantity of money m and the price level p. Right now, So this is again total value of transaction, this is again total value of transaction. So LHS tells the total value of transaction by multiplying the quantity of money with the velocity of money, and RHS again tells us the total value of transaction by multiplying the price level with the quantity level. Is this clear? Now one of the assumptions of this theory, quantity theory of money, is that V is constant, velocity of money does not change in the given time period, and the real output is constant, it also does not change, because see, if you have real output which is your LRAS, जो आपने पढ़ा था सेकेंड चैप्टर में, सांवरिया तुमने भी नहीं पढ़ा, LRAS is your potential GDP. If that potential GDP is not changing, because you are at your potential GDP, you cannot produce more. So real output will not change, velocity of money will remain constant. What will happen if you increase the supply of money? अगर आप मनी के सप्लाई को बढ़ाओगे, if you are increasing the supply of money and V is constant, Y is constant, it means you are producing the 30 quantity you used to produce earlier. The velocity of money is 3, it used to be earlier, but you just increase the supply of money, you just doubled the supply of money. So if you doubled the supply of money, say 200, velocity is same 300, the total transaction would be of 600. Total value of transaction, 200 rupees are changing hands 3 times, the total value of transaction is 600. But the articles that we have is only 30. Too much money chasing too little goods. Now we have double money, but we have the same amount of goods. If more money chasing the same amount of good, what will happen? It will increase the prices. There will be more buyers in the market, more demand in the market, but not as much as goods available in the market. As a result of this, prices would rise. Are we getting a relationship? It means quantity theory of money says if you increase the supply of money, it will increase the price level. If you increase the quantity of money, it will increase the price level. Because velocity will not change and real output will not change. So it directly impacts the price level. Direct and proportionate relationship. The price level will move in the same direction as the direction of quantity of money, and it will change proportionately to the change in level of money, quantity of money. If quantity of money is doubled, the price level will double. If quantity of money is halved, price level will halve. If quantity of money is trebled, price level will treble. Is this clear? Real output is constant, velocity constant in the sense they change, but they change very gradually. Very gradually. The change is so insignificant, so marginal that we can assume them as constant terms. There won't be much change. So जो देखो क्या होगा, if there is change in velocity of money, if it reduces, or there is change in output level if it increases, so ये जो money का supply increase हो रहा है, certain impact of that increase in supply would be absorbed by velocity and output. But the change in velocity and output is so little that it is insignificant. So the entire effect of money supply is borne by price level, right? Because the equation must hold good. RHS must be equal to LHS. Clear? Right? So any increase in quantity of money will have proportionate increase in the price level. Okay? This theory also explains money neutrality. Now what is money neutrality? It is important. Money neutrality. Money neutrality says that the quantity of money, if you increase the quantity of money, it will not change your output level. Your output level will not change. Your velocity will not change. It means money does not have any effect. See, why we are saying money neutrality? Because money is neutral. Money is neutral in the sense that money does not have any effect on your output level, your economic activities. Your economic activities are same. You are producing the same amount of goods. It's not changing. Only the price will change. So money is neutral, as in money does not have any effect on the real economic activities. Right? So money neutrality means that increase in quantity of money will not affect real output Y and velocity of money V. It will not affect. Money is neutral. It does not have any effect on these two. in the long run, right? शॉर्ट रन में तो वैसे ही रियल आउटपुट नहीं बढ़ पाएगा, लॉन्ग रन में भी कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होगा, बिकॉज देयर चेंज इज वेरी ग्रेजुअल. सो मनी के सप्लाई से यू कैन नॉट एक्सपेक्ट दैट द आउटपुट लेवल विल चेंज. नो, ऐसा मतलब सम पीपल वुड बिलीव कि मनी का सप्लाई बढ़ा देंगे तो आउटपुट लेवल बढ़ जाएगा. ऐसा नहीं होगा. मनी इज न्यूट्रल इन दैट सेंस. मनी कैन नॉट अफेक्ट द आउटपुट लेवल, राइट? ठीक है. Money, the theory gave the idea that price level or rate of inflation can be controlled. if we, मैंने बोला ना, if the quantity of money is halved, the inflation rate or the price level will be halved. Control or managed by manipulating the rate of growth in the money supply. You can manipulate the rate of growth in money supply and you can control the inflation. Believer of this theory are known as monetarists. Monetarist बोलते हैं इनको, जो इस theory में believe करते हैं quantity of theory में. ठीक है. They argue that there is causal relationship. Causal मतलब cause. Causal relationship running from money growth to inflation. So inflation has some cause, and the cause of rise in inflation is rise in money growth. So there is cause and effect relationship basically. Money growth is the cause and its effect is inflation. So causal relationship means that money growth causes inflation to occur. Money growth would cause inflation to occur. Causal relationship, right? Money growth would cause inflation to occur. Is this clear?